Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Students, we are doing direct and indirect today. We will be doing the direct and indirect speech today, and we are doing it from the Renan Martin book. All of you must have, and we are on page number 226. As you can see here, we are on page number 226, direct and indirect speech. So, this we are going to do today. Uh, Direct and indirect speeches are very important. Why are they important, especially in composition? And especially in composition in O level. Why are they important in the composition? Because when you write narratives, narrative is a very important, one of the most important part of I think the paper, of both papers, amongst both papers. It has 30 marks, ठीक है, essay writing जो उसमें है. So in narrative writings and narrative essays, the use of dialogues is very vital, as you know, and using the dialogue at the right time, at the right place, with the right effect is very important. And how will you write the dialogues? In the direct speech. So in that regard, direct speech and indirect speech, they are both very important, because if you know the direct speech and the indirect speech, first of all you will be grammatically correct, and secondly you will be able to better express the ideas, the feelings, the expressions. And what is in narrative writing, or what is in the descriptive writing? The expression of feelings, the expression of ideas. So today we are going to learn the direct and indirect. Obviously we can't learn the whole in one go, but today we are going to start it. First of all, see what is a direct speech. When we quote the actual words, this is called direct speech. We may quote his actual words. We may report the word of a speaker in two ways. We may report the words of speaker in two ways. One is we may quote his actual words, जो वो कह रहा है, we quote like what he is saying. We may report what he said without quoting his exact words. This is called indirect speech. And indirect speech is also called reported speech. And when we quote his actual words, that is called the direct speech. The examples are, as you can see, the example of a direct speech is Rama said, comma, inverted commas begin. These are called quotation marks. I am very busy now. And in full stop, inverted commas close. I am very busy now are the exact words what Rama said. We are quoting the exact words. Who is the speaker? Rama is the speaker. So we are quoting the exact words of Rama. So this is a direct speech. And whenever we write a direct speech, we put them in inverted commas. We can write the same sentence in an indirect manner, that Rama said that he was very busy then. In this case, we can see that we are not quoting the exact words of Rama. Rama ने ऐसे तो नहीं कहा होगा ना कि he was very busy then. उसने नहीं कहा होगा I am very busy now. So when we are quoting the same words of the speaker, that is a direct speech. When we are quoting, not quoting his exact words of the speaker, this is indirect speech. Indirect speech, we put the quotation marks because we are quoting the same words. What are quotation marks? Inverted commas को quotation marks भी कहते हैं. They are also called speech marks. So it will be noticed that direct speech we will use inverted commas. I have told you all these things. And secondly, there is a use of that. What is a that? What is that? That is a part of speech. Part of speech are that. Which part of speech is that? Conjunction. That is a conjunction. What is a conjunction? Which combines two sentences. So that you can see in the first sentence in the direct speech we did not use that, but in the second sentence we have used that. So this is another difference of the direct speech and indirect speech. The pronoun will also be changed. In this case it was I, in this case it will become he. Obviously it will become a second pronoun because we are not using the same words of Rama. And we can see another thing we can see is that here it was the present tense. अब ये rules हम आगे जाके देखेंगे कि how the tense was used. But anyway, now you know the difference of direct speech and indirect speech. The difference is, first of all, what is a direct speech in which we quote the same words of the speaker, and what is an indirect speech in which we do not quote the same words of the speaker, the direct speech is put in inverted commas, since the exact words of the speaker are quoted or written, and indirect speech the words of the speaker not put in the quotation marks, because we are not quoting the same words of the speaker. It's very simple. Now see, rules for changing direct into indirect speech. Listen very carefully. Make notes of these two. When the reporting or principal verb is in the past tense, all present tense of the direct are changed into corresponding past tense. मैं आपको explain करता हूँ इसको. For example, this example देखें. He said, I am unwell. He said, the principal word है. Actually, he said this is outside the inverted commas, and I am unwell is inside the inverted commas. The words that are outside the inverted commas are called reporting speech. Reporting speech, ing के साथ I'm speaking with the ing, reporting speech. And the words which are inside the inverted commas are called reported speech. Now the principal verb, इसमें क्या what does he mean by the principal verb? By the principal verb he means the reporting speech, the speech that is outside the inverted commas. If the reporting speech is in the past tense, as you can see, said क्या है? Said is the past tense. He says is present tense. He said is past tense. If the reporting speech is in the past tense, and when we change it into indirect speech, the reported speech will also be converted into past tense. As you can see that he said that he was unwell. He is unwell nahi. It was in the present tense. Now, I am unwell is the present tense. He was unwell is in the past tense. The reason is, since the principal verb or the reporting speech was in the past tense, he said, therefore we will change the reported speech into past tense when we change it into indirect speech. Make it very clear. Okay, so the first rule is simple present becomes simple past, present continuous becomes past continuous, present perfect becomes past perfect. जो इन्वर्टेड कॉमर्स में स्पीच होती है उसकी बात कर रहे हैं. अगर इन्वर्टेड कॉमर्स, द स्पीच इन द इन्वर्टेड कॉमर्स इज इन द प्रेजेंट टेंस, इट विल बिकम इन द पास्ट टेंस when we change it into indirect speech. If the speech in the inverted commas, and you know what is speech in the inverted commas, that is called the reported speech. If the reported speech is in the present tense, it will become in the past, is in the present continuous tense, it will be converted into past continuous tense when we change them into indirect speech. And if the reported speech is in the present perfect tense, it will be converted into past perfect tense when we change them into indirect speech. And that will only happen if your principal verb or your reporting speech that is outside the inverted commas is in the past tense. तब ये changes आएंगी, otherwise these changes will not take place. If this reporting speech is in the present tense or in the future tense, then the speech inside the inverted commas or the speech which is the reported speech will not change. Listen very carefully. All these changes A, B and C will only happen if the reporting speech is in the past tense. If the reporting speech is not in the past tense, then it is in the present tense or in the future tense. He says, for example, this is he says or he will say, then the speech inside the inverted commas, which is the reported speech, will not change. This is a very important rule of changing direct into indirect speech. You must make notes of these. Shall will change into should only if, again, only if the reporting speech is in the past tense. Will change into would, again only if the reporting speech is in the past tense. Alright. Number 99A. The tenses may not change if the statement is still relevant or if it is universal truth. कुछ universal truth होते हैं. The sun, he said inverted, for example बता रहा हूँ, he said inverted commas close, the sun rises in the east. He said comma inverted commas begin, honesty is the best policy. In this case, when you change it into indirect speech, you will not say he said that the sun rose in the east. Past में नहीं जाएगा, because that still stands true in the present situation as well. Honesty is the best policy. You cannot say honesty was the best policy. You will not change the tense for the universal truths or something that is still relevant. The teacher said, comma inverted commas begin, hard work is key to success. When you change it into when you change into indirect speech, you will not say the teacher said the teacher said that hard work was key to success. Was में convert नहीं करेंगे इस case में अब आप, because that situation is still relevant. पहले भी hard work was key to success है, आज भी hard work is key to success. So in that case, in case of universal truths or statements that are still relevant these days, you will not change the tense. This is what the examples are. I know her address, said Gopi. Gopi said he knows her address. In this case, you can say that we are using, either you can use knows or you can use knew. It is up to you, because गोपी को पहले अगर एड्रेस पता था तो अभी भी एड्रेस पता है. The teacher said the earth goes round the sun. The teacher said that earth goes round the sun. You will not say that the earth went round the sun, because ज़मीन सूरज के गिर्द घूमती है. This is a universal truth. You will not change the tense in this case. German is easy to learn, she said. So she said that German is easy to learn. You will not change the tense. But even if you change it, it will be correct. But it is better that you do not change the tense of those sentences which are universal truths or which are still relevant. German अगर is easy to learn, तो it is still easy to learn. So these are the rules. And the 101 I have already told you before. If the reporting verb is in the present tense, when they say reporting verb, they mean reporting speech, which is outside the inverted commas. Like she said, this is reporting speech. This is the reporting verb. As in the present tense, the tense of the direct speech do not change. I told you that if the reporting speech is in the present tense or even in the future tense, the speech inside the inverted commas, which is called the direct speech or which is called the reported speech, will not change. For example, in this case, he says he is unwell. He says he is unwell. This was, if the sentence is that he says, comma inverted commas begin, he is unwell, the indirect speech will be he says he is unwell. You will not say he says he was unwell. He has just said that master is writing letters. So these are the examples. He says he has passed the examinations. You will not change has into had. He says the horse died in the night. You will not change the tenses in the reported speech if the reporting speech is in the present tense or in the future tense. Present tense में होगा, how would you know that it is in the present tense? He says or he will say, they say or they will say. If this is the reporting speech, the speech inside the inverted commas, which is called direct speech or which is called reported speech, will not change. उसी tense में रहेगी in which it was previously. Pronouns you will change accordingly. 101. Then there are some examples given. Direct speech. He said to me, I don't believe you. Since you can see the reporting speech is in the past tense, how do you know that reporting speech is in the past tense? Said use हुआ है. Said is the past tense. अगर होता he says तो ये present में होता, फिर हम tense change ना करते. अगर होता he will say means future में, then again we would not have changed the tense. But he said to me, I don't believe you. He said he did not believe me. Do will change into didn't, because do is the present indefinite. Present indefinite will change into past indefinite according to the rule that we have studied. She said to him, I don't believe you. I don't believe you is present indefinite tense. You have done all the tenses. She said to him, I don't believe you. She said she did not believe him. Present indefinite has changed into past indefinite, because don't is the present indefinite, didn't is the past indefinite. And do these sentences and make notes of this lecture, whatever I have taught you up till now, in your copies, and we will continue with these direct and indirect. Before ending, you can see these expressions that change as well. Now will become then. Now, he said, I am unwell now. For example, he said inverted comma inverted commas begin, I am. For example, I am busy now. He said comma inverted commas begin, I am busy now. So when you change it into indirect speech, you will say he said that he was busy then. So now will change into then, here will change into there, ago will change into before, thus will change into so, today will become that day, tomorrow will become the coming day or the next day, yesterday will become the day before or the previous day, last night will become the night before or the previous night. So do all these rules. He said, I am glad to be here this evening. But if this again, if the speech is reported during the same period or at the same place, then you will not change this into that or here into there. He said, I am glad to be here this evening. Since the speech is reported during the same period or at the same place, you may not change this into that or here into there. But anyway, these are the rules of changing direct speech into indirect speech. Make notes of these, right, with the examples of your own maybe, and that's it for now. Thank you.